Do you know what I want to get into though? Not to sour the mood, but I think we should speak about it. It hit the socials over the last like week and a half.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if everyone's familiar with a rapper by the name of Octavian.
Good.
Who?
That guy.
Yeah. So his now I would hope ex-girlfriend, when I'm with him, came out with receipts of domestic violence allegations, and he admitted it in one of the videos. You know, so whatever like people describe as like fugazi receipts or like, you know, like screenshot conversations. There's a video, they're arguing, and he says, "Yeah, I did put hands on you," literally on video, innit? So, and that caused a whole wave across the internet. And that album was meant to come out last Friday. Label comes out and say, obviously, album's not coming out anymore. Management dropped, you know. So I like when I saw that, I was like, okay, cool, very very swift action. But then I went and did some of my Googles and my research.
Absolutely.
And allegations are that the powers that be and people in the know kind of knew about this thing for a little while, and possibly even tried to attempt to make the young girl sign an NDA, which is really, really brave, which is really,
Are you
really
lying?
Nice. Yeah, ask me, lie. You know. That when I saw that, I was like, okay, because when things like this happen, you see a lot of performative behaviour.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are doing the whole cancel Octavian, I'm no longer going to listen to his music on Spotify. So sharing a screenshot of them clicking him off on Spotify. But my thing is, if you aren't going to listen to his music, you don't need to come and tell us. You don't need to. Like, I'm with you. If you reserve the right, if you feel what he's done is too egregious and you don't listen to his music, fine. You don't have to come and tell us, do like the whole like moral police, like, you know, I'm doing this. Don't give a flying fuck. Don't share me your screenshot. End of the day, the focus isn't about you and like whether you listen to him or not. It's about this young lady and what's happened to her. And can this possibly be a teachable moment? So is she fine? Can we help her work through this? Also, the wider conversation about enabling stuff around certain people, innit? So when I say that, like, allegedly or unallegedly, people around him knew about this, because apparently she'd come out of this before, innit? Like, we've all found out recently, but yeah, she's been trying to come out.
We didn't, like, not everyone found out recently. Like, there were a large percentage. Okay. There was like not a large percentage in comparison to how many people found out when she started to post everything. But as in like more so recently, last week. But from like September and before that, like there had been times where
she's been trying to.
Yeah. It's just it never got.
Why do you think she wasn't getting the attention?
This. I think.
Is it the video, like him actually admitted it, that pushed it over the edge?
Do you know what? I just think at the time, I think everything has its time in a way.
Yeah.
So someone could say, you know, like I've been a victim of domestic violence, but it's like after you say it so many times, that's when it's like maybe the 10th time you say it is when people are like, might see it. How fast does our like timelines go? How fast do certain things happen? Sometimes when you're not on social media, like I think this lockdown has forced so much people to take more like I guess give more attention to social media just out of boredom.
That's one of your bored, your phone's
because as a pastime, just as a normal pastime. So more people saw it this time, but she'd been saying it for a while. They've been going out. They had been. I don't know the current, you know, status of them, but previously they've been going out for years, isn't it? So this is something when she first got kicked out of the yard, like when certain things had happened before, certain people knew, certain people had already, like her friends had spoken out about it. Nice. As well as like, oh, you lot still, you know, like, well, I can't listen to him because I know he's an abuser. But obviously it's not their story to tell. So if you're not trying to like, what? Who's this girl? Like, do your Googles yourself in those earlier stages. You're not going to really
maybe he wasn't as known. I've known
and he wasn't, but because she had gone back after that had happened,
I think,
as well, people were like,
he was, do you know what? He was, like, when I heard all the murmurs and stuff, he was still the same Octavian that he is today, because since then, it's only been the Skepta tune that Papi Chulo that he essentially released. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, but he's been the same person in that period. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, because I remember it being at the beginning of the year where I heard about, you know, but I was like, things are happening over there. It's only a matter of time before it blows up. Do you know what I'm saying? And I guess that's what happened at the time. And then you know, we got to see like so many different elements of this one allegation from this young lady. So it's like when all of these things are presented to you, I've seen enough. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not even like a debate at this point. And, you know, you started seeing him speaking about it, like, or speaking about a certain situation on an interview, and then he starts speaking, like he's filming himself, recording the video, and he's sounding like very cocky about not necessarily the direct situation, but alluding to that. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's like, you're not even helping yourself in any way, shape or form. And then after it's blown up the next day, I see he posted up a new video, but then he ends up deleting it.
Okay.
Trying to explain the situation. At this point,
obviously she's gonna do that because my album's coming out. All that, like, and he's trying to call her. He's saying, "Oh, so performative." How the audacity!
Man, niggas learn new words. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, because what? How dare you?
Niggas learn new words.
Yeah, man, just
that's crazy.
Performative.
Man said,
That's a buzzword.
Performative. I was like, wow.
Performative is a buzzword.
You never speak like
when
that.
there's evidence. Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. But yeah, no, I think when it's something like this here, like, look, I listened to Party Here. I did like that song.
Oh, he's banging that, set him off.
But you know, you're gonna blow his chest timing. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only bit I took from the song.
I felt like
it was a decent vibe song. And
I feel like he hasn't.
He had a song after we played on the podcast before. This is pre the abuse allegation.
But this is what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly.
Before we get done for Joy Enterprise, I didn't even do nothing.
I'm just black. He's not my brother, I swear. But no, honestly, I think because I saw him, he opened up for A2. Him and Mira May opened up for A2 at Coco.
I was there at Coco,
in Camden, and it went off obviously for A2. Yeah, it went off for A2.
Right.
And like, the only thing I took from his performance was Octavian's performance was Party Here. Yeah. So it was very easy to, like, when it's like the least I could do is just like respect her and what she's gone through and just be like, all right, cool. I'm not, you know, I don't agree with that. The same with He Who Shall Not Be Named, who had enough gal in his house and has the whole surviving documentary.
Okay.
You just don't deal with certain things. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, okay, no, I know it's mad. They don't respect women. If that could have easily have been me. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, when it's too close to that, that's when I'm like, fuck it. It's not that deep for me to cut Octavian off.
You know,
it's not.
That shouldn't be hard. And you know what's mad? And like, it might not seem as important, but it's always
It's
scrawny.
so important.
No, not that. It's always scrawny looking dons that are thumping up the gal. Bruv, if I see you, I'll drag you in the street, bruv.
No, but it's always them because they know they can't.
And they'll have the little chain with the padlock, the weird neck tattoo. It's always the weird little use, bruv.
The closed neck one.
Yeah, the closed, the choker.
And I was telling you about these fake elusive dons, bruv, that just look on the look at the floor in every picture, bruv. Them awkward youths.
And it's not to absolve them of this behaviour, even though we're joking, yeah?
So if you are wearing a choker style necklace with a lock on it, if you always look on the floor with it taking pictures, if you're an elusive looking don, we know what you're on.
Yeah. Even though we're joking, I don't want to say it's because we're joking. Let me land because you won't be here next week, and we'll go through the brunt of this. So there might be new listeners that might not understand how we debate and how we talk. Yeah. Even though we're saying that, because I saw like in the comments like not to throw anyone about, but actually what we're saying, does he have like a drug problem? No, that's not. Let's not do that. Make him the victim. Donnie's got issues. No, bro.
Even if he does, that's not what's happening.
Your girlfriend, innit? Like that's what the issue is, innit? So
because there's loads of people that take drugs that are in relationships and have never hit their girl.
Happier.
So what exactly?
That high love.
Have you not seen Crackhead Love? Because anyway,
you never saw Bobby and Whitney.
I digress.
You can't tell me they didn't have an amazing time,
brother. Listen.
Bruv, like they're bound by the hip, by the crack.
Listen,
telling you, bound by the crack.
Listen, if you want love, anyway,
that crackhead love is elite.
Don't take the crack. Don't take the cocaine.
I know it's been a tough 2020, but don't do that. Don't do that. But no, it's definitely about Octavian and
forever and always.
I feel like you've got a healthy insight into like the music industry.
Do you know what's mad? His album was actually done, like I work in a studio, and his album was actually done at my work, yeah? And like it was paid for, everything, like well in advance of obviously its release and stuff, yeah? So I'm just glad we got the coin and that's not gonna come out. It's like, look, took the coin, fucked up your thing, glad. You don't deserve any return on anything
24 hours prior to the release
But that's why I like it though. Even though she didn't do it because of that, I like it that you got this close.
Sorry,
this close.
The back of that though, in like, I don't know if you probably do. You guys probably do understand this, yeah. But with the release, it's not just you send it to the DSPs like the night before or whatever. You have to send it in advance. Yeah. You have to send it in advance. Like you have to send it in weeks. Sometimes months, just to make sure it comes out on every platform. Everything they have, everything they need. There's a certain release schedule, blah blah, promos done, blah. Like there's money that goes into all of those things. Like mastering alone is already bags.
Yeah, mastering.
Oxage.
It's already. That's what I'm saying. No, but that's the
Why do you think he's growing his hair out?
No,
that nigga free.
No, that was the bit that was done at my work. And so it was bags. And listen,
I found about mastering a couple years ago.
Listen, when I broke it to work, because they're like a lot of mastering engineers, they're in 50s, in their late 40s, 50s. They ain't got a clue who's popping right now. So then, or what's happening as well right now. Yeah. So when I told them, they were like, "What?" They were quite embarrassed. The engineer who did it was embarrassed. He was like, "Oh my God, like, I'm so glad it was pulled, because I would have hated to have any, because he's got kids himself. He's got a daughter as well, and he's like, I would have hated for that to ever come out and for my name to be attached to anything of the sort. Like, what? He was upset, man. So I'm glad. So
how do we feel then? You saying that about the whole birds of a feather flock together conversation? So you like in that situation? That's just someone that I'm assuming probably worked with alongside him, or he may even not alongside him, had the audio sent over and done all the work for like a week, whatever.
Yeah, but this is the same person who did J Huss's one, Stormzy's one, everything. And
what I'm saying is that person himself has little attachment to this individual, and is going, you know what, I'm glad this didn't come out because I would hate to be attached to that. Let's just do it because we're off the cuff. We talk how we talking it. There was a conversation brewing around Skepta.
Yeah,
because he, if I'm right, EP this project was meant to be like involved like executive producing. Obviously, he's got a good relationship with Octavian. They've done music together. They're in those kind of artsy crowds, whatever. And now people started speaking about the fact that Octavian's done this, and there's a list. And I don't mind.
I like Solo.
So Octavian with the domestic violence, Solo 4-5 with the many rapes, whatever, and violence also.
Imprisonment, torture, all of that.
You've then got this brother called Goldie One, who isn't that attached, but they've been music. You can go on
musically involved.
Yeah, you can go on YouTube and see footage of them together. You've then got Ian Connor, the little young dude, who has a whole barrage of allegations against him. Yeah, and then the brother ASAP Bari from ASAP Mob has some fugazi activity that's alleged on his name. You then also add this brother called Sion RPG. I don't know if you guys remember, there's an actor that I think like Colby C, like BBC, a lot of programs. His daughter was going out with one of their like brethrens, and they went festival together, had the overdose, and he was alleged to have filmed her, and rather than going to get help, so his charge was for like not going to get help in time. He was filming her while she's having like.
Wow, you can get charged for that.
Yeah, because he didn't go and get help in it. So.
But did she die?
She died in it. So he got charged for that, but he's come out recently and had his kind of like his thing overturned in it. Wow. But at the time that was his charge in it. So,
wow, that's wow.
And obviously he had the caveat of the young little white girl, the black boy, all those things in it. Those help. So when I start adding all those things, when I put all those names out, I don't know if there's more. I hope there isn't. How do we feel about conversations about birds of a feather flock together? Because let's forget at least just the two of them, Solo and Octavian. This a madness, bro.
Do you know what? It's crazy.
And people are starting to think like, how are you around these people?
Okay, do you know what? Well, how I feel about it is, they're all guys, that are all straight to our knowledge, right? So these are all things inflicted upon women. So in like how I personally view it, I see it as that's not something that their man may have ever been privy to. And some people, like in the black community, boy, I feel them business that, and sometimes you just look away. So it's like, I can understand why. And
I'm not saying Skepta's living with Octavian.
But this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Like I can understand why Skepta would feel away if people are painting him with the same brush without him actually being someone who is an actual abuser or having done anything that's wild in terms of those kind of accusations and those kind of.
And we're definitely not saying that. Fuckery. That conversation was out there, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I get it, but it doesn't mean he would have seen that.
Obviously, context and acknowledging the extent of their relationship.
Precisely.
Because it could just be whenever you're about to release,
Shout me.
I'll buck you at the
Oh,
party.
what,
Cameo.
studio, yeah?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I know
Bucket,
how
bucket
random,
at the party.
I know how random
back
in
it-
music
and
are.
then we separate our ways. Like, I don't even know what is going on in your life like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, even like within other friendship groups, you may know them, wagwan, cool, you might take a picture for the gram or whatever, yeah. But you don't know them like that. You
I
don't
know
even know
you man are loose with the bro term as well.
And you don't even know
my
You,
bro,
man?
My bro. Not necessarily you,
Whoa,
man. as in-
Cecily.
I don't. When I say you, man,
What?
I mean London, and I mean more so probably UK actually, but not Vans and Fuller to be.
I hear you. So,
you know,
no, just
yeah?
say them, man.
Them man.
Yeah.
The thing is
I don't want
that
to say them man there before Smokes comes at me.
No. Aha. Comedy style. Aha.
Yeah, Smokes, I'm not here for it. Yeah. But yeah, them man. When they say bro, it's always like bro, yo, like my brother, yo, bro, like yeah, no, show, bro, like proud of you, bro. But really, on the level, they don't held man up when it's their birthday.
Yeah, I mean-
they ain't at man's house. They're not actually.
yeah. Even
bro.
so, like, bro, it's become such a loose term.
Loose.
Like, you know, it's like blood. Do you know what I'm saying? When
Fam.
like, man
It's
used to
fam.
ring that
Yeah.
off, fam, whatever, G. Like, you ain't really gonna know. Like, a lot of men don't even know their
Certain
brethrens
surnames.
when they're in a relationship.
Or it's their surnames, fam.
Because
Their
he'll be
real
vouching
name.
for your nigga, like, and he's doing a mad thing in his relationship, but
It's very true. Yeah.
Or their
He ain't
real,
gonna
or
tell-
their
yeah, he ain't
actual
gonna tell you
government
that.
name. Some don't know their brethren's actual government name. You might know man as Vans for the whole time. You've known man just been Vans.
And he's happy to keep it that way.
And he's like, and you're like, yo, Michael, what go on Vans?
you
And
know,
but then
you
you hear
know.
Michael's on some funny thing, and you're like, boy, you don't even know my first name still. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, that, so
Yeah, I do
it.
hear a lot of that. Like, man are quick to absolve themselves.
Yeah.
But like I said, I want to make it crystal clear. It's not that I saw people accusing him of that. And if there was that, you get extremes online.
it was
innit?
just that
It's just
question mark
guilty by
over
It was that question mark. And you know what it is?
type
And I think it started brewing when the whole solo thing happened, innit?
Yeah.
So it's
It
like,
did.
that's someone that's in BBK's prominent. People threw out this whole,
How
Skepta
could
was,
you not
Skepta was
know?
screaming free Solo.
Yeah.
To be clear, Solo had a previous, he went jail before back in the
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
So all them songs you'd heard him screaming Solo,
for the other
it's
case.
around that time.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
unless if I'm wrong, highlight
Yeah,
to
it
me.
was for the other case.
If he was screaming free Solo while he's had this case going on, then yeah, send him to the gulag.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's that's
Yeah,
mad, isn't it?
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So I
There's
don't
a
know.
different time in it where like a lot more people that aren't interested but are invested just
Yeah.
to speak.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of people on Twitter, especially, like, they'll critique something, yeah, because it's the thing to do or the thing to critique, but they don't necessarily
Have all the information.
have all the information. They don't know this person's work or anything like that. So like something can come out of context from a lyric,
Okay.
but you're just gonna take that
and run with it.
and run with it. But you don't even listen to their music to actually know
Absolutely.
what this person's about, or you know what I'm saying. But as a celebrity now, you got to be extra careful with what you say.
Vigilant.
We had the conversation when we had Meet Us After 7 on months ago.
Yeah.
And we kind of asked the conversation, should the grime community speak out? Specifically, I don't know, like I said, correct me if I'm wrong, we didn't hear anything from Skepta at the time in regards to Solo. Should he now speak out in condemnation against Octavian?
Fam, I'm not gonna lie. Let me ask you two, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a bit techie
No,
because
ask. Just,
no.
If you're going to use me, just say my enemy, because it will never be me, innit?
No. That's what I'm saying. Like, okay, so if you had found out someone in your circle, yeah, had been, accused and had been found guilty of abuse of the same nature that Octavian has,
Yeah.
would you just like what would you do? Are you thinking, okay, let me talk out on his behalf, or let me talk out just to clear the air? Fam, that's not me.
You get
that's
cut,
not me.
you get cut off with the swiftness, because I'm not even going to pretend to do the performative thing. From the first thing is myself. Selfishness. I don't
That's
want
what
that
I'm saying.
attached to me. That's
Exactly.
my first point of call. And then, even though maybe it should be first, the secondary thing would be like, bro, you don't do. That's not how we're raised. We don't. Unfortunately, some of us are raised like that, but that's not. We shouldn't. I don't rate that. We shouldn't be moving like that.
Yeah,
like,
but are you gonna talk out on your brethren though? That's what I'm saying.
What, speak against them?
No, as in like my views do not align with Donald's, or like you know.
You
What
know,
I'm
I
saying?
hate, but then I look at myself here. I'm not.
sorry, Donald. I don't know. It just came out random.
Sorry for comparing. I'm not Skepta in it. So like, if it's a random Don, none of you guys know. If it's someone that was attached to me, or like you guys have seen me photos with, and because of the
Oh,
platform
you think
on the
Skepta's
podcast.
platform makes a difference?
No, I'm saying, but it's different because how big he is. I'm saying you're asking me directly. I'm not gonna come out on Twitter and go one random Don you guys don't know, because we've got an in-house issue with someone from the ends.
Yeah.
That's done something mad. and everyone knows how I feel about it. He has been fisted up.
Yeah.
And man can't be around me, and everyone knows that.
Yeah.
And I hope everyone else moves accordingly, but I can't make you do that. I just clear in regards to how I move.
Yeah.
And they know that, and then they know it seems like a runner joke. Yeah, Foles ain't playing that. Like,
Yeah,
you can't have him run.
So do you now expect, like how you did that with,
Yeah.
so for example, if I was to question you about that guy,
Yeah.
you're like, like you've just said,
Yeah.
he can't come around me, he knows the deal, whatever, like he's been fisted up, all of them, he's been dealt with,
Well, not been dealt with, but been fisted up at least.
Yeah.
once.
But in Skepta's instance, so if he now has an interview, say between now and like the end of the year, whatever,
They won't ask you, they're scared.
yeah, but if they do ask, like, do you expect him to respond?
I think you should answer it. Like,
But why?
it all depends on how they ask. Because
Why?
if it's a trip up thing, do you know, address the elephant in the room.
Why?
It's out there.
Because it's not his elephant.
But the elephant's there. we
Yeah,
can't
but it's
ignore
not,
the
it's
elephant.
Octavian's elephant. That's not Skepta's.
Well, Octavian here, you're here, and also there's context. It's not just Octavian. It's Solo. It's all these other people.
Okay.
So it's like, and when you start trying to build a case, fairly or unfairly, you start going, what's going on over here? What is this?
But it's not about. It's not actually
the
about
conversation.
Skepta,
A lot.
though.
It's not
It's
not
so
about him.
wild.
He's the man in question for this conversation. But
if
it's
you're
mainly
always
general,
around,
like, enabling
like
behavior,
around
not calling stuff out.
No, I
certain
get why
individuals.
you would. I'm just saying, when I deep it, it's not
The
actually.
focus shouldn't be on
It's
him.
not actually
Of course.
Skepta's
It shouldn't.
business.
It shouldn't.
No.
And if you like, okay, certain things, if you've seen it, do you know TMZ and all their websites there, they make a point of like, oh, Skepta's now unfollowed Octavian. Like, there's those weird websites that like, they no longer follow each other. Like,
someone finds out that someone has been unfollowed. And I'm like, how?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, bro, you like, in it? But they'll post it. Like, see if it was that thing
It's
where
data
I saw,
science.
where like, I'm about to interview Skepta, and I've seen that, and I'm like, oh, okay, I might want to ask about this, but I've seen this unfollowed. And would you expect me to really ask him, like, why have you unfollowed Octavian? I know why he's unfollowed him. And that to me just shows that he's not trying to fuck with Octavian. That's not anyone who he wants to be, like, he no longer wants to be associated. If I go on his page and I might have seen before the accusations or before all of the evidence that's been presented by his ex-girlfriend, if before then I'm seeing like Octavian plastered over Skepta's Instagram, then after it's happened, I go to Skepta's Instagram and none of them are there. That to me is showing there's no compliance. Like, he's not.
Well, at least damage control.
Yeah,
at the very least.
no, we call it damage control. Do these people even manage their own social media?
Some don't. Some
Some,
don't. But like I said,
yeah.
I get what you're saying, but because it's not just the one. Because cool, don't ask the Octavian question, but the solo question is very much valid. That's
Yeah,
a
the
crew
solo
member.
one I'd ask.
That's very much valid,
The
and
solo
that's
one
why
I'd ask. And the
you can
reason why
ask
I'd
about
that is
Octavian
because of BBK.
Yeah.
And because of the depth
At the
of
time,
their
I think
friendship.
it was
With
J&E.
Octavian, I can't say that's Skepta's
That's
friend.
fair. That's fair. But I think for a lot of people online, and I hope I'm gauging the mood correctly, that was almost like the kind of straw that broke the camel's back. It's like Donny as well.
Yeah.
Like, you've got. So when I add all that list together, like, some people not as well as other people. It's like, why all these people? I'm sure you can get another person that knows all of them the same level as Skepta does, isn't it?
Yeah.
But unfortunately, he's just the person in question. It's
the
not.
fall guy.
It's not
Yeah.
attacked
Most
on him.
famous
It's
one.
possibly like to talk about. I think why it got brought up is like women are onto us a lot about protecting and do our behaviors enable. So okay, let's say man ain't calling people out, but are you in being silent on things? Are you complicit? Because like I said, Skepta didn't do nothing to this girl, innit? It's Octavian. The focus should be on him. But why the conversation keeps being brought up is like, was there anything the man around him could have done to possibly stop that? Because there's a bridge, I think, in his SE gang crew that was apparently living with him at the time.
Yeah.
And she came out with receipts to say he was living with him, but he did the damage control, IG notes, whatever, to say that, yo, I don't fuck with him, I wasn't living with him. Because if you can prove you're living with him, were you around when these things happen? What did you do? Did you stop? Like, no one actually knows. No one definitely knows, innit?
Octavian
No one,
paying the bills.
Say that again.
Vans asked an important question: was Octavian paying the bills? He's the only person I know in SE gang, so I'd assume so. Yeah.
We don't know what these other guys are on.
Yeah.
They could be sneaker sellers. They could be.
Look how she brings it back to her.
Fam, no, not back
If
to me.
Octavian's paying the bills,
I mean,
Man might shut up. That's
people,
what,
Man might keep him.
people really assume anyone signed to a label is just up in it.
Yeah.
It's not the case all the time.
of course,
no,
you know.
but, yeah,
Fam,
but
it's
you know,
not the case.
certain man will like, you know.
This was supposed to be like an album. Like his last one wasn't great.
His
Like
advance
this was
is
supposed
probably
to
paying
be.
his rent,
This one's but.
and he's putting up a Donny like free of charge. You can come and there's a spare room.
I
free
think
of
that
charge.
ran out. I think his advance ran out.
Yeah. Well, she's more than knowing it, so.
I think it ran out still.
Even if it ain't run out, he's done now because the album come out.
I think that's what. Yeah, well,
do we want to see more of that though? Like, so
yes,
things like this happen.
More of that.
Clip man's wings. Don't let them profit.
I love that song.
Out.
Yeah.
Rub them out.
You got to make an example out of these people.
Do you know why? Because of Tory Lanez, yeah, and how it went triple what or whatever. How many streams
His
it
album
got?
didn't do that well.
No, but on the day that it was released, yeah, like
triple plastic.
Yeah, probably triple plastic, but like the streams.
Man said double wood.
not single wood, guys. Oh my gosh, but
Wow.
like, because I'm gonna have to just degrade it even more. But like, because it got so much airtime,
Yeah.
like it's frustrating, but I know he's not part of a label.
Yeah.
He's got his own independent thing going on, innit? So his thing's separate. The only person that's gonna pull it is him.
Yeah.
But there needs to be more pulled. There does. Because if you don't affect the person's pocket, they're like, oh well, still sold records. Oh well, can still do this. People are still gonna listen. People still want my
just
music.
Before, like, because we don't know what this album could have done for him. It could have like catapulted him to. Do you know what I'm saying? So like, it's
that
good
guy
that
lost in
he
Simpsons?
got caught now where you can still kind of rub him out easier. Do you know what I mean?
Oh well.
But it is what it is, man. Like I don't really care for Octavian anyway.
At all.
So.
At all.
No, I'm not.
a
I was actually looking forward to hear what the album's gonna sound like. I was something I wanted to listen to, just seeing it. So
I was never gonna play it.
No, I was gonna listen. So, but I'm not mad. I'm missing out there. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
So the weird thing about it before we get off this topic was, so within that whole moments where men can step in or like kind of like raise the flag, there was that Semtex interview that you referenced, didn't it? So he's got. I might pull up in a second. He's got some mad lyrics in reference to the girl in question, innit?
Crazy.
And apparently she was in the studio at the time. He says they were going through a breakup where he's talking about like being violent towards her and like trigger warning. Actually, I won't read it. But like if you read, it's like Eminem-ish type lyrics, innit? You're interviewing the Donny, brother. Ask Wagwan, what's going on here, bro?
Yeah, but like, you even that, like, there's so much.
No, that to me, maybe like I heard a snippet interview. I don't know if he did, but like in
This
the
is
moment,
national
you
radio.
asked him like it's Spotify podcast. You're asking him. The lyrics are there. Even in an interview, you see the lyrics come down on the screen. You don't address like what go on, bro. The only thing I say, oh, she was there in the studio. The lyrics say he wants to kill her. You don't do nothing. You don't say nothing.
Mad.
If at the bare minimum, it's bad journalism because that's an easy tapping right there. It's an easy. Yeah, no. Let's do that. Let's do that. Forget the integrity to affect the man thing. That's bad journalism.
Though. Do you think it's actually off the cuff?
I mean, we're one
It's
of
not,
one.
bruv.
Special
It's
cloth.
not, no. All of those things, there's media training, there's this is police, there's this edited
There's
to
also
to
media
smithereens.
stupidity.
Exactly, but things are edited to smither. Like there'll be like 10 conversations. Trust, there'll be like half a story being told.
Yeah.
For the remainder of the.
So you're saying
I
should shoot in some bell and assume that he may have actually pushed back on that and he just got chopped out of the interview. That's possible.
It's also possible that he was told not to address it.
They speak about the song. Like what I'm saying is,
I know,
they literally speak about the song. The lyrics are there.
But he could speak about it to a certain level, and then Sem might just be like,
because the literal clip,
and then he just doesn't say it.
He rounds off the conversation and goes, "Oh yeah, this is for you, like it's art."
Who said that?
Octavian.
That's how you know I don't listen to him. I didn't even hear that in the interview.
Yeah, no, he says it.
Awful guy, man.
It's only because I don't want
Awful guy, trash.
I could really look up. I don't want to do that. But like,
listen, every time I hear his name, I just think of the videos. I'm so sorry for that. I feel so sorry for that girl.
Yeah, no.
Listen, what she endured. Listen, I may nobody ever have to enjoy again because that is insane.
Yeah, no, it's very, very wild. But yeah, I hope at least everyone knows how you feel about this. But I don't think it was a conversation we could ignore and be like,
no, absolutely, it needs to be addressed.
It, so you know,
I'm not blaming Skepta.
No. But to round it off, birds of a feather flock together. Is that a fair like statement to ever make?
When it comes to abuse, no.
Okay.
I don't think it is because there's certain man you just wouldn't see what your man's doing behind closed doors.
Just in certain activities, to be fair.
How many times man say, "Oh no, man, fam, she was moving crazy last night, man," and I will leave it there. There could have been a madness of things that what happened.
It's
a
a dangerous game, innit? Because like, regardless of like what your beliefs are, if certain men are on that and they've seen you with that Donny on more than a couple occasions, it's like, right, these are your man them, innit? So that means you kind of co-sign what they're doing because you co-sign them. At some point, you know that what they're doing is going to come out and a bunch of people know what they're about. And if you're not on that, but you're still next to them, people are just going to group you in the same group. You know?
Yeah. There's a double standard because, with the girls.
It's
with the
difficult
girls,
to gauge.
as well, especially if you were to flip it, it's completely different as well.
What about your pin tweet? Your pin tweet leans towards that whole birds of a feather flock together. Like when man them on the end say, if I'm paraphrasing correctly, such and such is a Jezebel.
Yeah.
Everybody agrees.
Yeah.
Man get accused of a madness, and now we need the facts.
Yeah, it's just what I've seen.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, innit? Like I can just, you can collate like individual stats for your own agenda, innit?
Of course.
So it's just one of them things where this is
I
what
think
I've seen.
your tweet does hold weight though.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, of course,
Absolutely.
of course.
They were killing them in the mention.
Fam, like I said, it's experience. No one can tell me that
What you're saying
it's
is
not
wrong.
like I've
what you
seen
lived.
every scenario that you can think of. Like, unfortunately, that I can speak on that I've seen. I'm like, all right, cool. This is clearly how it goes. So when I've rounded it up and summarized it in my brain and tweeted it, like no one can question me.
I agree with it. Anyone who doesn't agree with it,
And if you can't see the point, I'm gonna leave you there like to figure out on your own.
they ain't been outside. Sorry, if you don't agree with it, you ain't been outside.
Facts.